Hey there, little man. You trying to get into Daddy's file cabinet? Nope, no, you're just getting ready to walk. Alright, Daddy's gotta go. Gotta plant all those trees. Okay. You gonna be good for Auntie?
Yeah, and all you have these in it.
Okay, Daddy'll be back later. Last night when we got home, I had to get stuff done. I was late, it was late, I was tired, but I had to get all of these tree cuttings into this pot to try and get them to root. As always, I end up making a mess. These are the macadamia trees, the cuttings from the macadamia. We put them all, rooted them all, or let me rephrase. We're trying to root them. If I get 2 of these to root, I'll be happy. But we're working on it. But I had to do this. I was out here in the dark last night doing this. And we'll see. I'm really hoping they work. Morning, everyone. We are back on the land. And it is a hot day. I had really hoped for rain the other night. No luck. Sun has been pounding down on this place since Wednesday. Today's Friday. However, it's not going to stop us. I have positioned all the trees that we have, but what we're going to do, I'm going to show you what we've got, how this is set up. He's going to get to work on it. Then when I get back, we're going to show the rest. Now I have laid out all the trees in their proper location. So if you take a look, we've got an avocado pear, then we've got that mango, that grafted mango. In between that, we have, here's a cashew, and I've got 2 cashews next to each other. That's not going to work. We're going to have to make some adjustments now that I'm standing here. I see I've got a cashew here and a cashew there. Can't have 2 cashews right next to each other. Pomegranate, cashew, lemongrass, mulberry, mango, Rollinia. What we're going to do, so we're going to switch. We're going to move this Rollinia where that cashew is and move that cashew where this Rollinia is. Lemongrass. Pomegranate. So what we have, here's our issue. Our overstory trees are breadfruit, mango, avocado pear, and we've got an apple down here. Those are our overstories. Our understory trees are the cashew, the Rollinia, the sweet sop. So we've got multiple different understory trees. Then for our shrub layer, we've got mulberry, pomegranate, and guava. I really want to put figs in. Nobody had figs. So we got to kind of play with what we have. We have the lemongrass. It's going right on the swale. Nothing wrong with putting it where it is. Hopefully we can propagate it. I want to get more. These are different types of apples and sweet sop as well. Now before you plant anything, you need sifted compost. We've got this big pile of compost, and it's really good stuff when sifted. So what he's going to do is sift enough, and we're going to use a bunch of this with each tree we plant. A good added bunch of compost to each tree is going to give it a good boost. And it's also going to help increase the organic matter in this soil, because this soil is almost all clay. We picked these bananas because they're looking good. Since the neighbors here steal everything, I actually worry they're going to take these too. So we pick this. We're going to let it sit here and drain the sap out. Once that sap touches anything, it stains it forever. You'll never, ever, ever get it out. So we're going to let it sit in the sun and drain the sap before I put it in the truck. Should I just shoot these cows before they destroy my freshly planted food forest? And this cow is looking over here saying, ooh, freshly planted stuff that I can eat. And I'm like, hell no. Go on. I'll drive these cows out of here before they destroy my stuff. My time away from the land was not a complete waste. We've got a load of cardboard, which we really need, so we can start the sheet mulching process. He's been using the wood chips that we have, but we really do want to get a good layer of cardboard down to control the weeds. Eventually, we want to sheet mulch this whole area. So this entire area will be covered in cardboard and then a thick layer of grass and wood chips. That takes a lot more than you think though. The biggest mistake I made on the first stretch of food forest was that I didn't mulch every single tree when we planted them. What I did is I started to sheet mulch the whole area at the farthest point and walked the sheet mulch toward where I am now. Now when you're dealing with it's a 110-foot stretch, not including the banana circle. So when you need to sheet mulch 110 feet by 30 feet, the whole stretch of it, it takes a long time. And what ended up happening is the trees closest to me didn't get mulched. They went a very long time, no sheet mulch. So instead of doing it that way, we're gonna mulch each tree individually. We have a really good supply of wood chips, so we've got a good wood chip base to use for the mulch. We will be sheet mulching this area, but that's going to take more time. Right now, my primary focus is on getting each tree thoroughly mulched. It will be able to grow effectively on its own. Here's an example of what I mean. This, when we planted this avocado pear, we put a good thick layer of mulch on it. This had both grass and wood chips. Now it's been a little while. This could do with another layer of wood chips on it, but for now, look at how good the tree is. This tree has got significant growth all around the top of it. Real good growth. All healthy, new, beautiful growth. And that's because it's got the good thick mulch, which traps all that moisture, cools the ground, and makes for a much better habitat for that soil food web that's so important to giving these trees the proper health. I have noticed one thing that gives me concern are sweet potatoes. If we look right here, this sweet potato vine, and we've got one more right here. Those are the only two out of the 10 that we had that are still alive. I'm really a little concerned by that because we really need this whole area covered in sweet potato. And if I can only get these two to live, and they don't even look that good, we're going to have an issue. We need these sweet potatoes. Really have to wonder if I'm going to have trouble getting these sweet potatoes to grow here. These are the ones that I really like. They've got the best flavor, but maybe they just aren't meant to grow here. It's going to be hard to find out. If I can get them to grow, I will eventually be able to propagate them, and they will get comfortable here. You just have to find some that do grow here and make it work. Now this is that mango, and he put the posts around it and fenced it in nicely. This, and look at how thick. We've probably got 8-10 inches of mulch in there. That's what we want to see. This mango should explode here soon. This is what we want. And keep a close eye on this, because this is what we need to do with every single tree. Unfortunately, I don't know if I have enough fencing for every tree, and I definitely don't have enough fence posts. These hardwood stakes were the only ones they had at the hardware store. So it puts me in a really awkward position when I can't find the hardwood that I need to stake the fencing, let alone the fencing material. Most of the trees did pretty well getting here. It was more than an hour's drive from where I bought these trees. It was like an hour and a half to the house. And they sat in the truck overnight, so... But to be honest, so far, this is the only tree that looks really bad. I'm reasonably confident that this tree may go through a really nasty transplant shock, but it should perk up and give us a good tree. If it doesn't, well, unfortunately, you're going to lose some trees. We're not going to have enough water to saturate these the way I had hoped. We've already drained the water out of the branch, and now we're in the section where there's a good deep supply of water in the swale. So what I'm going to do is run this pump for a little bit around each tree to make sure it gets good water. Now we want this guava to get a good thorough soaking. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to give it the kind of soaking we really want. Each of the trees will get properly watered, just not the kind of soaking, saturating water that I had hoped for. Now we've got 4 of these lemongrasses. Here in Jamaica they call it fever grass. The lemongrass, I'm really hoping that these take root and do well. I want to propagate and get this stuff throughout the place. If we can get lemongrass as part of this system, I'd be real happy with that. Here's some sweet potatoes. Now these are actually part of the good sweet potato. They're not exactly what I had hoped for, but they're better than what's normally grown here. Here's just the beginning. Nice layer of cardboard. They actually need a bigger layer of cardboard than this, but it's a start. We've got enough cardboard to put around everything. And then we'll come in. We've got a good pile of wood chips here. We're going to put the wood chips to work. Unfortunately, some of these trees are really small. And this cashew is a perfect example. This thing is just barely above ground level. We had to go through quite a bit. We've got a serious volcano shape around this one. And it's actually beneficial because it forces the water into the tree. Once this thing gets a little bit bigger, we'll have more play. But for now, we just created a major volcano shape here to get this as much protection as we can, but give it room to grow. Unfortunately, I'm done saturating the ground until we get water, which isn't going to be today. It's getting late and there's no water in the system yet. So I have to assume that we're not going to get water till tomorrow, which is what I was told anyway. I was told maybe tonight, but definitely tomorrow. Now that does not mean that the stuff that's been planted here has not been watered. Everything planted has been watered. It's just there's a lot of stuff that we haven't finished the heavy mulch, and we haven't saturated that mulch, which is what I really like to do. So we're starting to pack up. We'll take a look at what we have planted. What we have is everything planted, but some of it not completely mulched. We've got a few trees that haven't been mulched. Right here, this is a Rollinia. This is a Cherimoya family. Kind of related to the sweet sop, but think of it as a lemon flavored sweet sop. Kind of like lemonade, a sweet lemon flavored sweet sop. There's some mulberries. They tell me these are going to be fine here. I thought we would need them to be cooler, but the mulberries, they like it. This so far is the only tree that's suffering some ugly transplant shock. There's a guava. Nice looking guava. Right next to it, Rex Jambu. It's kind of a cross between a sweet sop, a custard apple, and something else. We'll find out about that. Lemongrass up there. This one, we didn't get the mulch around it yet. I think my guy's got something happening today. He wants to get out of here. So, that's why. We're going to have to come back for this stuff. Now, down here we have, this is a Grandadilla, which is a melon-sized passion fruit. Then we've got grapes. Down there we've got some grapes. And right over here we've got some grapes. On the other side we've got a Grandadilla on that side. Then a grape mirroring this. You can't kind of see it. It's kind of buried under there. And then another Grandadilla over there. So the goal, we're going to trellis over this thing. And these are going to grow up onto the trellis and go over this branch. Well, the only things we don't have mulched are these here at the end. This is a cashew. Right over here is a Rollinia. And right here we have a guava. These ones are not mulched at all. So, but we're going to be back here tomorrow because we have to come back and water this stuff in. I don't mulch the stuff, I just can't do it. I can run a hose. I can turn the water on and pump water. That's about it. We'll get this stuff done. We're done for now. This is the end of our day here. We're going to come back here next week, see how everything does. Hope you all have a good weekend. We will see you guys Monday. So everyone, God bless. We will see you guys later.